Hagi's late equaliser for Rangers this afternoon has denied Celtic an early title party. However, it will happen soon and the boys' attention will be switched to the upcoming transfer window as we look to build upon this season. In today's video, we will go over a report which states the Hoops could be in for a transfer exodus, whilst going over all the latest Celtic news from the last 24 hours. But first, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Chris Sutton and Chris Boyd had a little on-air back and forth after Rangers' 2-2 draw at Pittodrie delayed Celtic's Premiership title confirmation by the slimmest of margins. Boyd declared, "The title race is still on," as Hamza Igamane's stoppage-time equaliser salvaged a point for Rangers, a result that merely staved off Celtic's inevitable crowning. But Sutton wasn't having it. The former Celtic striker quickly fired back, celebrating draws on the Rangers bench, a not-so-subtle dig at the wild reaction from Barry Ferguson's coaching staff at full-time, who had quite the celebrations just for delaying the inevitable. Boyd, doubling down, shot back. Still a chance, clinging to mathematical hope despite Celtic's commanding 15-point advantage and vastly superior goal difference with just 5 games remaining. Celtic are 42 goals to the good, a monumental difference at the top of the table. While Rangers technically remain alive in the title race, Sutton's barb captured the mood in the Celtic camp. The champagne may still be on ice, but it won't stay corked for long. Next up for Celtic is a Scottish Cup semi-final against St Johnstone, where Rodgers' side can take another step towards a domestic treble. It's an Easter Sunday fixture at Hampden Park for Celtic, who will be looking to right the wrongs from the last time that they played St Johnstone. The Hoops weren't at it in Perth as they sunk to a 1-0 defeat. Had they picked up the 3 points in the Fair City, the title party would have been against Kilmarnock. Now for the main story, as Brendan Rodgers won't hesitate to swing the axe on several Celtic players after their sharp decline in form recently, sources have told Football Insider. Celtic are still sitting pretty at the top of the Scottish Premiership, and are 15 points clear of Rangers, 1 game away from the end-of-season split, but their latest results suggest they're trying to throw it away. The Hoops have lost 3 of their last 6 league games, more than the previous 46 combined, including defeats at Hibernian and St Johnstone last time out, either side of a 3-2 home loss to Rangers. An out-of-sorts Rangers winning 3-2 at Parkhead has raised serious question marks over several members of Rodgers' squad, and Celtic fans are fearing the worst after he called out his players publicly. After their latest loss at St Johnstone, sources have told Football Insider that the futures of those Celtic players in question are now uncertain, with the likes of Greg Taylor looking certainties for the exit door. Rodgers questioning the hunger of his players in the public domain isn't a good sign for the harmony of Celtic's squad heading into the summer, with the Hoops still 15 points clear and set to wrap up the title. Football Insider revealed on the 4th of April that Rodgers' frustrations with the makeup of his team could lead the Northern Irishman to push for a return to the Premier League this summer, leaving Celtic in the lurch. It's not the first confrontation between Rodgers and members of his squad, and despite Celtic's summer business already being set in motion with Kieran Tierney's return, it's clear the 52-year-old isn't happy. Football Insider revealed last month that one of Celtic's priorities this summer will be tying Rodgers down to a new contract, with showdown talks set to decide his long-term future at Parkhead. A deal-breaker could be the control he's given over their transfer business, with ex-Aberdeen CEO Keith Winnes telling Football Insider that Rodgers wants to lead an aggressive approach for 5 new signings. Keen on at least 2 new midfielders and a replacement up front for Kyogo Furuhashi, Football Insider revealed that if Rodgers doesn't get what he wants at this summer, his time at Celtic Park could be up. In other news, Celtic are plotting a summer move for Stoke City winger Miljan Manhoef, as Brendan Rodgers looks to bolster his options out wide ahead of next season. The Dutch attacker, who was previously on Rangers' radar before joining Stoke from Vitesse for around £3 million, has caught the eye in the English Championship. Now 23 years old, Manhoef has featured 31 times this season, chipping in with 4 goals and 4 assists. Celtic already have strong competition on the flanks with Jota, Nicholas Kuhn, James Forrest and Yang Hyun-jun, but with Lewis Palmer expected to leave permanently after his loan at Olympiacos, the club are in the market for extra depth in the wide areas. Manhoef is under contract at the Bet365 Stadium until 2027, but Stoke's precarious position in the league means they could be tempted to cash in. Celtic see him as a potential squad addition who could bring further flair and competition to their attacking unit. Celtic do lack that option from off the bench. As good as Yang can be, he does sometimes just lack that extra bit of quality. Rodgers is keen to freshen up his squad this summer, he's made that no secret, and with ambitions to go further in Europe, adding players with pace and power is a clear priority. Manhoef fits the bill, and with his future at Stoke uncertain, a move to Parkhead could be on the cards. In other news, Greg Taylor's days at Celtic may be numbered, but the left-back reminded everyone of his value in the emphatic 5-1 win over Kilmarnock and earned the praise of former Hearts boss Stephen Naismith in the process. Speaking on BBC Sports Scene, Naismith singled Taylor out as a driving force in the dominant display, saying, "Greg Taylor, for me, was instrumental. He brought an energy, his intelligence of picking up good positions, his way of passing." Taylor, 27, was named man of the match for his performance in what could be one of his final Parkhead outings. While Celtic prepare for Kieran Tierney's return this summer, Taylor's situation has become clearer. His contract expires at the end of the season, and interest from Dinamo Zagreb and other clubs in Europe and the MLS is mounting. Naismith reflected on Taylor's future and suggested his departure, while a blow for Celtic is likely down to ambition rather than any drop in standards. "He's a fantastic player, it'll be a big loss for Celtic," Naismith said. Maybe him personally is in a situation where Kieran Tierney's coming back, inevitably going to be number one. Similar to where he is in the Scotland setup, he's got world-class defenders ahead of him. As much as how good a quality he is, he's maybe looking at going, well, I'm not going to happily settle for that. Taylor may not always have been the flashiest figure in green and white, but his consistency, work rate and understanding of Brendan Rodgers' system have made him a key part of this title charge. If Saturday was a farewell performance, it was one to savour. It does seem inevitable that the Scotland international is on his way out of Parkhead this summer, though. What are your thoughts on what we discussed in today's video? Let me know down in the comment section below. If you've not yet already, make sure you do drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Thank you, take care, goodbye.